People have been saying that AI is starting to penetrate every area of our modern lives. And here's proof. The answer is yes, and here's proof, but much of it will be specialized. Let's find out more. AI unravels Roman inscriptions, filling in gaps in ancient history. Sounds cool, huh? Google DeepMind has unveiled new AI software that could help historians recover the meaning and context behind ancient Latin engravings. The tool is called Aeneas. Aeneas can analyze words written in long, weathered stone to say when and where they were originally inscribed. It follows Google's previous archaeological tool Ithaca, which also used deep learning to reconstruct and contextualize ancient Greek text. However, Aeneas also promises to give researchers a jumping-off point for further analysis. To do this, Aeneas takes in partial transcriptions of an inscription alongside a scanned image of it. Using these, it gives possible dates and places of origins for the engraving, along with potential fill-ins for any missing text. So many of these stone inscriptions that are found in Latin are missing parts of them due to weathering, or they got broken along the way somehow. Aeneas is similar to how Ithaca works, but Aeneas also cross-references the text with a stored database of almost 150,000 inscriptions, which originated everywhere from modern-day Britain to modern-day Iraq, to give possible parallels. So just a quick comment on what it just said. The breadth of the Roman Empire is stunning considering how long ago it took place. From Britain to Iraq, and in the Middle East further south than that into present-day Israel at least. This is really stunning when you think about the fact that people mostly got around by walking, horse, or chariot in those days. So the massive scope and scale of the Roman Empire makes the fact that they could administer such a massive empire in those days truly remarkable. Back to our story. The database, along with a few thousand images of inscriptions, makes up the training set for Aeneas's deep neural network. There simply aren't enough high-quality scans of Latin inscriptions to train a regular LLM like Gemini to learn this kind of task. That's why specialized AI applications like Aeneas are needed. Now, there's many situations that what they just explained will apply to. Specialized manufacturing. The AIs that read X-rays and MRIs, etc. are specialized. So much of AI will be specialized. The Aeneas team believes it could help researchers connect the past, according to Aeneas, a researcher at Google DeepMind who worked on the project. He and his colleagues are interested in crafting a tool that will integrate with the workflow of a historian. Their goal is to give researchers trying to analyze a specific inscription many hypotheses to work from, saving them the effort of sifting through records by hand. So they did a validation study of Aeneas that was published in the academic journal Nature, which is one of the most prestigious journals in science. Aeneas helped spur research ideas among the historians for 90% of inscriptions, and it led to more accurate determinations of where and when the inscriptions originated. So these inscriptions moved around because many people in those days were illiterate. So there were certain people writing this kind of stuff. In addition to this study, the researchers tested Aeneas on the Monumentum Ancyranum, a famous inscription carved into the walls of a temple in Ankara, Turkey. Here, Aeneas managed to give estimates and parallels that reflected the existing historical analysis of the work, and in its attention to detail, the paper claims it closely matched how a trained historian would approach the problem. That was jaw-dropping, said one academic from the University of Nottingham in England. However, much remains to be seen about Aeneas's capabilities in the real world. It doesn't guess the meaning of texts, so it can't interpret newly found engravings on its own. But who's to say it won't develop that capability over a little time? Google DeepMind has now made Aeneas open source, and the interface for the system is freely available for teachers, students, museum workers, and academics, said the researcher from the University of Nottingham. To have Aeneas at your side while you're in the museum or at the archaeological site where a new inscription has just been found, that is sort of our dream scenario, said the researcher. So I thought this was a cool story that points out a few different things. One is much of AI will be specialized to do a specific task, just like Aeneas is. Number two, these kind of tools make any kind of research more efficient by automating manual research tasks, like combing through historical records to find a parallel to a new inscription. So that really speeds up the pace of this particular research, and these types of applications are speeding up research in general. And finally, for the foreseeable future right now, meaning medium term, these kind of tools will augment what humans are doing, not replace humans in their work, because certain human work is highly specialized and therefore less subject to outright automation. This is something further to consider when thinking about how to get out of an easily automated field and into something less easily automated. So what do you think? Leave your comments below. Also, please like, subscribe, and share. And please help support us on Patreon. We continue to get closer and closer to monetization, but even so, we need your support to continue to grow the channel. And we are getting support on Patreon now, so please help out. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Take care.